this whole subject of money is so very interesting. There are a lot of cliches we could repeat about all the people who need it and all of the stress that exists around it. Let's have a new and different conversation. About emergent income facilitation using intuitive public radio toolsets. It's important to be really present with this. There is so much pressure to not be present with it. But because of these media tool sets, we have a means of flowing different kinds of income and resourcing where they had not previously been flowing. And almost across the board, where the flowing is being prevented, where the flowing is stymied, it is because of interrupted or compromised or prevented communications connectivity. And if that's the case, everything else we're doing is going to have different outcomes than we would necessarily expect. And people not ready to be in that place with us are often people who are experiencing different mild forms of artificial success based on their ability to interact productively with their environments. We in this network have typically been violently ejected from what seemed like normative environments. And so we have a very intimate awareness of what it means to not be able to benefit from one's environments the way that they have been adjusted and co-opted. It's wonderful that so many good people can still find a way to manifest what they need in those spaces. And it's importantly illuminating for us now to be working at these intersections, seeing what those others are missing, because they too are going to get to a point where they are confronted with the nature of the systems they're working in, the systems that seem to be supporting them up until a certain threshold, past which it becomes clear that the systems are not actually really supporting anyone, except to the extent that we can be myopically focused in ways that keep us from recognizing the trade-offs that are occurring, that we would never trade off if we were cognizant of the violence that is happening ongoing. So there's a lot about being in this position that is future sensing. But future sensing is about present sensing. Future sensing is about recognizing something about the present that is poised to unfold. And we've been there a lot these days, learning to step back a bit, where others are not where we're at. And while others are not where we're at, they may continue to seem to make money with facility. Where there is an experience coming somewhere in front of them, a short ways away or a long ways away, where they can no longer do that and no one will take care of them. Because the very systems that seem to facilitate certain kinds of success are doing that by extracting the cost of that success from others who have been invisibilized, others who are experiencing tremendous ongoing destruction and needless death. We are not the only ones to have come to this conclusion, not by a long shot. And yet we do have a very unique place in it, because as far as we've been able to tell, there aren't others who have not shared our experiences who do recognize this, with a small number of exceptions where people have had experiences in their lives that allow them to recognize and connect with very severe intersections, even if they themselves have not experienced them. Finding those people the way we have, one at a time, has been full of blessings and very magical and very scary, because we thought there'd be more of them. But the way that we're all showing up together is profound, a nutritive phenomenon. And everyone who is part of the conversation, as well as everyone who is not part of the conversation, we are so aware of how nourishment moves with currency. Nourishment can be currency. Nourishment can be facilitated through various currencies. The currency known as the dollar is collapsing. I find myself repeating that a lot lately. With the dollar collapsing, it doesn't do the same things in the same ways it did previously. And while a lot of people seem to want to not think about that, that would interrupt their ability to address the very stressful situations they're in financially, economically, and otherwise, because of so much being integrally connected now to mainstream money. All the energy, all the currency, all the resourcing knowing how we are all integrally interconnected, it is ours already. It's raining. What kind of nourishment now is flowing?